What's good, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. I'm Marcus, and today I'm going to be discussing the Shaw Strength S6 Pro Deep Tissue Massage Gun. This is the third such massage gun in my repertoire. But this one I'm going to go into a little bit more depth because this one is a little bit more robust, and I'll get into exactly why that is. So I first want to disclose that this was provided to me for free by Shaw Strength. They reached out to me and asked if I would do a review on their behalf, and I was happy to because I'm a huge fan of percussion guns. This one has some features that really intrigued me and made me want to give this a shot and see how it compared to the HyperIce units that I have. And I will say this is a step above in a few different ways that I will talk about. First thing is packaging. Now, Shaw Strength provides this awesome case. This is a injection molded case. It's a nice heather gray finish. Comes with a solid stitched nylon web and rubber handle. And then it has compartments for some of the accessories, all of which are included, including a USB-C charging cable, a full depth description and guide. You have a USB plug with the USB-C attachment at the back so you can charge this unit. And it comes with an additional pack of heads. Now, some of the other percussion guns on the market will come with some additional heads, but this one exceeds my expectations. My Hypervolt Go came with 2 heads. The Hypervolt Ice came with 5. This one comes with 7 different attachments, all unique, all for different parts of the body, and all have specific functions that are detailed in the very descriptive guide. It's very cool that they give you all of these features. This is a well-rounded package. It's not just the accessories that come with it, but also the feature set that's included in this unit. So first, let's talk about size. This is gargantuan. There's no denying it. And when I first opened the package and looked at it, I said, wow, Brian Shaw made this for his hands and his hands alone. But I digress because I was wrong. That was my initial impression. They say you shouldn't judge a book by its cover. And that was definitely the case here because although it is large in size, and it is heavier than the other 2 units that I have, and I'll show some B-roll weighing all 3 devices, this has its benefits for sure. Now, this has a unique handle. It's a trapezoid-shaped handle, closed end, whereas the other are basically single handle. And I thought to myself, this is not only going to be difficult to grasp, but also heavy and maybe tiring on the muscles. But I found none of that to be true. And I'm happy to say that because this has a lot of features that I'm really excited about. First and foremost, you have this head unit. And I will show you how easy it is to change the heads. Not much to it. Push it in, pull it out, it's in there. Now, the nice thing here, you can see this large shape, but I'll show you from this angle. There is a channel that's in there, and on this side of the handle, there's a button. So if you depress that, this is the cool feature that none of the other massage guns I have has. And this allows you to rotate the head into various different angles wherever you want until you find the spot that will allow you to use this percussion gun in a manner that works for you. Now, this is important because a lot of times you need to get certain areas of your back that are unreachable due to your mobility restrictions. Being able to change this handle, for example, you can target low areas without having to bend low. This was a well thought out design by Brian Shaw and his team because that is not something most percussion guns would have even thought to include. And you might find that, okay, that seems a bit gimmicky, but I promise you, having the ability to change positions while holding the handle and keeping that stationary has been a game changer for me. So depending on where you need this, and here's the other factor too. You have 3 handles. You have a narrow grip here, a thicker grip here, and this thicker grip carries down on the bottom and meets the narrow grip side at the corner. The nice thing is that it's tapered, and it's going to be hard to show you this. It's going to be hard to show this on camera, but it's tapered. The inside is tapered to a narrow point, and that carries around. So at this point, you essentially have a bit of a crease that you can hold this from with 2 fingers, and that comes in handy when you really need to get into certain spots that a normal straight handle will not allow you to have because you've run out of handle. Now let me show you what I mean by that. This is the Hypervolt Go. You can see the difference in size, and there is obviously a difference in weight. One thing I will say, I'm going to go over some specs. However, there is a limit to what each manufacturer has offered. One of the things that Brian Shaw touts with this is the amplitude at 16 millimeters, and also the stall strength in equivalent to a weight, which is 85 pounds. The Hypervolt company does not provide those specs on their machines. Now, the fact that Shaw Strength provides such numbers shows you that they are interested in full disclosure, having you be able to compare equipment and understand what it is that they're achieving with their level of equipment. Obviously, some other companies do not have and therefore are not disclosing. So again, going back to the handles, you can see the difference in height. I'll put that in the front. If you look at this comparing, say for example, you have that here. Now you can see I still have the additional handle in the back and the bottom for which I can grab this unit. So again, although it's large, that extra size is definitely an advantage and something that should not be discounted because it gives you an option to hold this from different grips, sometimes with two hands if you want. And I have certainly used this, holding that taper there and just letting this hit me on the back. I'm not going to turn this on just yet because I don't want the sound to interfere with the microphone and my voice. But this design has been pretty interesting and unique and absolutely effective for me. Another feature set that is really nice is it has modes, and you can adjust that with the up and down buttons here. There's a mode that will increase the speed gradually for you on its own, taking you from lowest to highest. And there is a reverse mode that takes you from highest to lowest. And the guidebook clearly explains when those two modes will benefit you. The one thing I will say that even though I now have 3 percussion guns in the household, this is my go-to. This is the one I'm using the most for a few reasons, mostly the speed, the quietness, and the awkward looking handle that actually translates into more comfort and more ways to hold the device and attack certain areas of the body that I'm otherwise unable to do so with the other percussion guns that I have. The other 2 are now collecting dust because this is again my go-to. Now, one thing I will say is that when Show Strength approached me to potentially do a video and review this device, I was honored because I am a fan of Brian Shaw, being strongest man in the world, putting on some fantastic competitions for strongmen. It was an honor to be able to be associated with the brand, so to speak, and I'm happy to say that there are no regrets on my part. This is a fantastic device. This has been well thought out, well constructed. I absolutely have no complaints whatsoever. If I did have to complain about one thing, it'd be splitting hairs and nitpicking, and that is the weight. But that weight does not interfere with the ability to provide proper relief and deep tissue massage. In fact, I think that weight might benefit when you're holding this device on you and you have that extra stall strength ability at 85 pounds. Makes for a really effective device, getting really effective tissue massaging. This has helped me and saved me on a number of occasions when I'm starting to get tightness in the back after heavy deadlifts or a squat and deadlift session. Hitting myself with this in between sets has been the only way that I've been able to get through a workout when the back is really starting to tighten up on me. So this has helped in a lot of ways, hitting my traps, hitting my lats, legs, calves, all kinds of areas, even hip flexors when I've had some stiffness in the hip flexors and what felt like was going to be a cramp from certain positions. This has helped ease the burden and really allowed me to continue with my session, being able to complete everything without having to postpone or delay or even not being able to finish my session, which is really important to me. So let's conclude with price. This is going for $199 on Amazon, and in my opinion, it's worth every penny. However, I did ask about including a discount code of sorts for viewers of this channel and this review, and they were thoughtful enough to provide a code of T Barbell for Twisted Barbell 5, and that'll give you a 5% discount on this device. I will link in the description the Amazon link for this purchase and include the discount code that you can copy and paste into your purchase. If you're interested, this is definitely a winner in my opinion. And again, without question, my go-to. I don't use the other 2. Battery life, I know I forgot to mention battery life, so let me throw that in there. All 3 have 180 minutes of battery life, which is the equivalent of 3 hours. And I've never come close to actually discharging this completely, and I've used this quite a lot. The others, without actually measuring, I have depleted those and drained them of any power and had to plug them in without really providing the full relief that I was hoping for. That has never been the case with this, so I'm not sure. I haven't done a full battery test and see how long all 3 would run, but I've never run out of power on this one. So that's another bonus. This is a fantastic device, a nice rich feature set, definitely effective in what it's supposed to do in terms of deep tissue massage, providing relief when you need it. Having the ability to adjust the head provides a lot of flexibility, as does this unique handle shape. And the whisper quiet mode, definitely true to its claims in terms of being 20% quieter than the other devices. So win-win in my book. if you're in the market looking for a percussion gun to provide some relief and deep tissue massage, I'd highly recommend this one. Yes, you can get some other guns for a little cheaper, and there's a plethora of different brands on the market, but you're going to get what you pay for. I would recommend that you give this a shot. Amazon is great about returns, so if you're interested, give it a shot. If you didn't like it, you could always return it. But I will say, don't judge a book by its cover like I did, because when I first saw this, I thought this is a behemoth and it's going to be challenging and difficult to use and work with. And it has not been the case at all. As you can see, I've been holding this up no problem, even though it's almost 3 pounds. Unique handle, better stall strength, whisper quiet, 6-speed settings for 3 more than the other 2 devices that I have, a few different modes to automate your massaging. The ability to flexibly change the direction of the percussion itself is really worth it in my opinion. This stands alone from the others that I have and have used in the past, and for that reason I fully recommend this percussion gun over any. For me, it's always worth spending a little bit more to get something that I'll have absolutely no regrets with, and this I think is a winner in my book. So there you have it. If you have any questions, or if you feel I've neglected to include some of the information you might be interested in, as always, please drop your questions or comments in the description below. I'll be happy to answer those questions to the best of my ability. Again, I will include the link to Amazon in the description, as well as my discount code. So there you have it. As always, I appreciate your time and your support of the channel, and I'll catch you on the next one.